This is the biggest fight, bud, in quite some time. Of course, we just had Tyson Fury and Usyk on Disputed Heavyweight Championship, and we had it twice. We also had it at light heavyweight with Bivol and Better Beef twice. But this is the biggest fight in 20, 25 years, maybe. I mean, you got to go back to the hype of, De La Hoya versus Mayweather, or Mayweather versus Pacquiao. So with that being said, bud, just makes me think.
Bud, can I interrupt you? Because you're right. You're on something here. I would say Pacquiao and Mayweather. Yeah, because that was huge. Because of just all the dimensions, all the social media, the attention, everything that people made it. You know, a big fight becomes a big fight, not only because it's a great fight or potentially a great fight, but people make it a big fight. You know, Barnum and Bailey, he made the circus a special event because he made it a special event. He promoted it and said, I demand it's going to be a special event because I'm going to make everybody think that it's a special event. And that's what makes these fights extra big. And you're right. This is the biggest one since that. And there's been other fights that were much better and there were greater fights. The fight of the century with Ali and Frazier. I mean, that's number one in my mind. You had Hearns and Leonard. You had Leonard and Hagler. I mean, all these, they were great. But this one's getting so much attention. And Pacquiao and Mayweather got that kind of attention. I hope that's the only similarity to it. I hope it doesn't become disappointing the way that fight did, where people said that at the end of the day, and rightfully so, it was very disappointing, and it was at least 5 years too late. I hope, and see, nobody else has touched on this. And again, you brought me here. You're probably going to get me killed because you brought me here, but you brought me here. There will be people that want to hear this, and there'll be plenty that don't. But I hope that it's not, at the end of the day, what we're talking about saying, yeah, this fight happened a few years too late. I think that's potential of that being there. And nobody's talked about that because in their mind, they're both in their prime. Until they're not in their prime. Until all of a sudden Canelo shows up and his legs are slow. And he's not closing the gap so fast. And Crawford is taking advantage of that. Or whatever it is. Whatever side of it it's on. All of a sudden they're going to say, Canelo should have fought him 5 years earlier or 3 years earlier. He would have beat him. So I hope we're not getting that. But I see, and I'm not wishing it, it's a fight that I want to see. But I see the possibility of that cloud hanging over it.